Yeah. Yeah. How am I coming through?
Come through like the dope bitch dad. Like the dope bitch dad. Dope bitch dad. Like the dope bitch
Alex,
dad.
are you dabbing over there?
Dope bitch dad.
Yeah.
Also they mad. Just dope bitch dad. Dope bitch dad. Dope bitch dad.
Hello, everybody. It's us,
Hello.
all of
What
us
up?
together, doing things. Bam. Wait, let me stop the music. Hold on, because
Come on,
you
DJ.
just keep jamming. Let's see. I stopped it. It's time for the show.
What up?
Hey,
What
everybody.
up? What up, everybody? What up? Mm. What up?
I think I'm Rochelle McConico.
I think that's you. And I know I am TK Fairley. And welcome to Not Another Black Show. We out
Oh,
here in
oh,
these
oh, oh, oh,
streets.
oh,
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 oh, oh, oh, oh, oh. Hey.
What we gonna do today is we gonna like enjoy each other, and hope that our unique perspectives
And our crazy ass humor because I want to cuss. I just feel like cussing.
and some wise ass black folks since we
Can inspire you to live your bestest life ever.
best life ever. Start show. Best
Start
life
the show.
ever. Start
Start
the
the
show.
show.
Whoa, whoa,
Start
whoa,
the show.
whoa. But if we're gonna start the show, TK,
Hmm.
you're gonna have to give us
What I gotta
some
do?
words. You
Oh,
gotta
the
give us some
words
words
from the dope
of wisdom.
ass black people.
Yes, please.
And this week, I know this is like part 2 of part 1. Because y'all know I'm a little crazy by now. If you don't know I'm a little crazy by now, then you're in for a treat. Listen.
Absolute treat, yes.
So listen, we're going to get our vibrations vibrating.
Vibrating.
Do your meditation. Because we're about to get into this week. When I chose this young man was actually breathing on this earth, but now he's gone to meet, he's back with the source. He's an ancestor now, Colin Powell. I really never agreed with him, you know what I'm saying? Like on his politics, but he's a veteran and he was a damn good general until he like let Bush tell him to go to Iraq and Afghanistan. But that's another story. I made money off of that, so did everybody else that was a part of it. I'm just saying, well, that's cool to you, Colin Powell. Salute. Now, let's get down to it. This man said something, so this is just like a military man, too. This is like something he probably said before battle, before they went into any type of battle. He said, have a vision, be demanding. That's all he said. And I really think Harriet Tubman, I really think he took her ashes and rolled them up in a blunt, smoked it, because this sounds like something she would have said. Because she the one would fall asleep having visions, right? She fall asleep having visions, she wake up, and then she go do it. Like, so she was being demanding when she was like, break yourself, fool. I'm finna free the slaves. Break yourself. You know what I'm saying?
That's exactly how she said it, too. That's a direct quote. Break yourself, fool. I'm about to free the slaves.
And then some slaves was like, I don't talk about because I'm fine right here. And then you had other slaves like, bitch, let's go. Go bitch dab on their ass.
Bam.
Go
The
bitch
dab
on their
also,
ass.
who was also around during that time. So have a vision and be demanding.
Be
I love
demanding.
that. I think when we talk about it later, when we get to the cookout, you got to put the right seasoning on it. What's Alex? You got a seasoning? What seasoning is your favorite seasoning?
I like to do a spice blend, Like I like to put together onion powder, seasoned
Yes.
salt,
Yes.
garlic powder,
Yes.
cayenne pepper,
Mm.
some nutmeg, that kind of thing.
Little bit of nutmeg.
A little bit of sugar in there. Yeah. I
Little
like to
bit
do
of
it dry
sugar.
for cooking out.
See, white people,
Yes.
that is not, listen, y'all do barbecues, we do cookouts. Let me go ahead and tell you, with a cookout, it may be some fish frying, It may be some steaks grilling. It may be some ribs. It may be some hot dogs. It may not be nothing grilling. We might just having to cook the food inside and bring it outside. Who knows?
There you
That's
go.
why we have
There
cookouts
you
and
go.
y'all have barbecues and picnics. Okay.
So at the cookout, you bringing whatever the hell you feel like bringing, eh?
Yeah. Like this week, we gonna season the meat a little bit with some garlic powder, some onion powder, with some cayenne pepper, a little bit of brown sugar. On the ribs, we're gonna season them ribs real quick. We're gonna make this stick. No, real stick.
Yes.
They stick to
You
you.
gonna
You be
make
like,
it
"Ooh, that's
stick.
good." Ooh. So we're gonna bring a little bit of everything to this cookout, but everything but potato salad with raisins in it, chicken
No.
salad with raisins in it. We're not bringing none of that. So if you're here for that, you might as well leave. Don't bring a dish. Listen, have y'all ever invited white people to the cookout and be like, "Don't bring no dish. We good." Then they still bring some shit.
No, you just labeled a dish. Make sure you go
You ain't
with
even
your
gotta
dish
label it.
label.
Everybody
It's
already
labeled with
know.
your whiteness.
Carrot salad. They got carrot salad at their cookout. Like, what the hell is
Well,
that?
I know what I'm bringing for the topic of the day. I'm bringing drama. No.
As usual, what's different about that?
What's different about it? Well, for the topic of the day, I think I'm just going to talk about, you know what? Be demanding. It's okay to be demanding. That is okay. Okay, we sometimes we get stuck in like these tropes or whatever, these stereotypes where they say you mean, you rude, you this, you that. It's okay to be demanding. Learn how to talk to people, but be demanding about the things that are important to you.
And
And
you
we're gonna
can,
chop it up.
amen. You better say that. Chop it up.
Mhm. Yes, with the onions and the nutmeg, because Alex brought the nutmeg.
Chop it
Hey,
up. What we doing next? Oh, we finna end. Oh, let me nutmeg. Nutmeg. Gotta add nutmeg.
yes.
Listen, let me introduce. I know y'all been hearing us talk to Alex. Y'all heard a little bit, of him speaking on the spices that he used, his seasoning. White people not salt and pepper, but seasoning. Okay, it's a difference. Okay. But let's first of all let's give another black show welcome to Alex Jennings.
Hey,
Woo! Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Boop, boop. Welcome to the show. Now,
thank you for having me.
yes, we've been trying to get you since Hurricane Ida. You know,
Yeah, that was a mess. I'm still dealing with that.
he is a New Orleans resident. You from New Orleans, right?
No, I've been living here for 15 years now,
Oh, you
but I
from
kind
there?
of grew up all over.
You from there? You've been there for 15 years. You from there?
Okay,
Past 10
that's
years, you
fair.
can say I'm from New Orleans. So I'm just saying.
That's
I
right.
know I know some people who are not transplants would not agree with me, but who cares? So let me share a little bit about Alex. Alex is a teacher. I'm gonna pull up his bio, y'all. Listen, bear with me, okay? He is a teacher, author, performer in New Orleans. His debut novel, we got a novelist in the building. The Battle of Perilous Grace will be released by Red Hook in June of 2022. Be on the lookout.
Uh-oh.
He's an afternoon person. Like that.
Oh.
Afternoon to evening.
And he
Like
takes
you do
pictures
your
by the
best
pool.
writing in the afternoon. And he take pictures by the pool. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Take them
That's
pictures,
right.
be by the pool. Water comes me. I hope it comes you. You probably water, don't you?
I love it. I love to swim. I love to be in the water. It's my favorite.
So tell us,
Yes.
okay, well, we know that about you now. He loves to be in the water. Tell us a little bit more about yourself. Like whatever you want to share before we dig into your interview.
I was born and raised overseas for the most part, and also in the
Hmm.
DC area. Um, I went to the Evergreen State College, the infamous hippie school, in Washington State for a while. But I transferred to the University of New Orleans very late and graduated in 2013. And I'm certainly glad I did. I mean, now I'm up to my eyeballs in debt, but that's another story. Um,
Yeah.
I I mostly am a writer. I write novels, short stories, and I'm doing a little video game work these days.
Oh wow, really?
Hmm.
Video game work.
Yep.
Um, we gonna have to chat after this because I got some, I may have opportunity for you. Who knows?
Oh,
About to
really?
do a little chatting. Yeah, video gaming. That's
Okay.
dope.
You
All
never
right, so
know.
yeah. So what are some of the first of all, let's talk about your newest drop. I like to say drop because the newest your newest novel because it looks like you've been writing and you have some things under your belt, a little bit of
That's right.
creative writing and under your belt. So tell us a little bit about your new novel, Peerless. What
Um,
did I say it right?
The Ballad
the
of
The
Ballad of
Fairley.
ballad.
Perilous Graves. So this novel is like it has grown into the great work of my life. It's I feel it's
Mm.
the best thing I've ever done. It's an urban fantasy novel set in an alternate version of New Orleans where music is a form of magic, and
Mm.
my characters have to find and capture 9 songs that have escaped from Professor Longhair's piano before the city crumbles into nothing. The problem with that is one of those songs is Stagger Lee, and he's the baddest, gangsterest gangster of all time, and he's not going to come quietly. So I'm very
Wow.
excited for it.
That sounds so interesting. Oh yes, yes. That
Thank
sounds
you.
like it's gonna be really good. And it's
Yes,
gonna be on
indeed.
audiobook. So I'm ready for that because I don't really have the attention span I used to read, and I can't even count the number of books that I have. But I would definitely be downloading it for sure, for sure.
Now,
It's going to
tell
be
me
an
what
audio.
inspired you to be able to write this great work.
Well, that's kind of a big question. I moved to New Orleans the summer after the storm, and I had been in love with the city for a long time. I think I first came down here in 2004, and I would come every year. Just something about the atmosphere of the city, the people, the culture. Just like thinking back to the first time I ever saw a Mardi Gras Indian, it was like being in a tight space with a horse, where you're just like, oh shit, a horse. And so I feel like having been in the city for 15 years now, I wanted to do something to give back to the city that had given me so much. And
Yeah.
Wow.
this novel grew into that because it's definitely a love letter to New Orleans and also to my family.
Yes.
Like my family is
Yes.
mostly not from here, but I kind of like transplanted them to New Orleans and gave them a New Orleans connection, and I'm excited about it. I'm very excited.
Oh, that's dope. Wow.
I mean,
Well then.
especially this idea, we talk about transplant, but like, you know, whatever nursery we start off in, we don't know. You know what I'm saying? We all could have started off in different places, but when you transplant something and you put it in that good soil, right, and you
Mm,
water and you feed it, and you feed it that New Orleans energy, it becomes home and it
Yeah,
gets in you. And the fact that you're like, I need to create something that really expresses my love and creates this world that's, I mean, it's a, a fictional world, but there is some magic that goes on in New Orleans. There's something in New Orleans that just feels magical.
it
there
is for
absolutely
real.
is.
It is. I feel it, and I'm with you on that. I can definitely understand the magic, and it takes hold. It's like it's in you forever. I know people that's moved there, lived there for years, and then when they leave, they like, I don't want to leave. I don't want to leave. I'm coming back, and they always end up coming back. That's one place that definitely comes back. That you always come back to. It's home. It just feels like you coming home to a place you've never been before.
It is, and
It's the boomer. Go ahead, Alex.
growing up the way I did, moving around from country to country, I never really felt like I put down roots anywhere, and so I really wanted here. And it took 7 years for me to feel comfortable enough that like this was like a home to me.
7 is the magic number.
It is. It is.
7 is the magic number. Okay, so let's talk about. Thank you for all that. That was very. I don't even have words. My vibes are on a high, so it's kind of hard for me.
I'm excited that,
Have
first
words.
of all, let me just say I'm excited that you joined us, Alex.
Yes.
And that, like, you just had another one of your writings published in September. Is that correct?
Yes. Well, I had something come out in October. I had
In October.
a short story on this audio podcast called Podcastle. They did this event called Black Future Month, based on the quote from N.K. Jemisin, who is a writer I've admired for a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
And so
Dope writer.
in the month of October,
Dope.
all of the stories were from Black authors, like LP Kindred, sorry, and me, and I'm trying to remember the others, but they were all fantastic, and being a part of that was wonderful. Let me see if I can
That
find
is
it.
so dope. That's so dope. Like, wow. Okay, so we actually have like a famous person on here. Okay.
Fangirl.
Fangirling, I'm fangirling. My boss will say, "Don't fangirl." It be somebody in the building that I absolutely love, and she be like, "TK, do not fangirl." And I be like, "On the inside, I fangirl on the inside." It's kind of hard, you know. I just be cheesing like, hey.
Oh, tell me something before we go, because we need to go into the
But
quote
listen,
a little bit more.
you heard the quote.
Wait, TK. I'm interrupting because now I have a question. Thank
Okay,
God,
wait.
Alex.
Hit it.
I'm trying to follow TK's lead, and then I'm like, but I have a question for
Hit
Alex.
it. No. Go.
So,
Run with it.
Alex, how do you do as a writer? How do you like wrestle your muse and like actually get it to sit down? What is your process to have enough discipline?
And what is your muse? That's a good question.
Yeah.
Well, that's an interesting question, because while I do have kind of a quasi mystical approach to writing, I also spent years practicing a very like prosaic, very workmanlike approach to it. So I would write for hours every day, and that process trained my mind to be ready to connect with these ideas whenever they come through. And so now it's not really an issue of discipline for me. It's an issue of making sure that I have the time and space to do what I need to do. And the ideas just come at me fast and heavy all the time. So I just kind of pluck them out of the air and decide whether that idea is worth pursuing, and then go after it. Like I wrote a poem yesterday when I was walking to the Walgreens around the corner to pick up some medication. Like I just saw, like I saw weeds and grass popping out of a church roof, and that just brought me a bunch of associations. And I thought I was going to put down a couple lines, but it wound up being like an entire poem.
Wow. Listen, you are in alignment. That's why those ideas flow so easily. You are happy. You're a happy person. I can feel your vibes. Like, you're just a happy person.
I'm very happy. I mean, like, you know, I've been working in this field for so long with so little return, but actually managing to sell this book during the pandemic, like, really proved to me that I hadn't wasted my life. So I'm very happy about that.
You never always. Wow, the world needs to hear you. So we're going to talk about the quote real quick. On your take on the quote. Have a vision. Be demanding.
That quote really strikes a chord with me. Like there's a lot that Colin Powell said and did that I didn't agree with, but this one I agree with 100%. In fact, I think it's what has basically gotten me through the past 15 years of my life, For me, having a vision is important because I'm a human, I'm imperfect, and I make mistakes. But if I have an idea of what I'm working toward, if I have an image of what I want the future to be, what I want this project to be, it helps me keep the faith even when I feel like I'm not up to the task. So
Yes.
Inspiration.
that's definitely how I worked on this book, because there was a time early on in the writing of this when I realized that I was not the writer who could produce this work, but sometimes the vision itself will shape you into the person you need to be in order to execute it.
You better
And that's what
preach.
happened to me.
You
You better come
better
on.
preach. You better
That's a
preach.
word right
Where
there.
my tile at? I'm about to throw
Word
tile
right
at you.
there.
I'm about to throw tile at you.
Okay,
Oh,
I'm gonna need you to. I need a rerun. I need you to say that one more time, just in case for the cheap seats. Okay.
Like having a vision is important because the vision itself can shape you into the person you need to be to execute it.
Yes, it is. Yes,
listen.
yes. That's
Oh
a word
wow.
for
Like, we
wisdom right
we
there.
really can just stop the show right here. Like that. We
Right.
really can.
Right.
We really
Look,
can.
I'm like, hold on. We're gonna need to write that down, and the next time we do words of wisdom, we're gonna be like
We're gonna be
words of
like
wisdom
from
from
Alex.
Alex Jennings. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that
Where
gem.
can we follow you? Oh my God. So where can the people follow
Okay,
you
so
on social media?
I am Magic Negro on Twitter and on Instagram. That's MAGICKNEGRO. I know like some people are a little bit weirded out by my using that name, but it's a very specific sort of trope in fantasy, science fiction, and horror that like my whole career works against. Like y'all remember Bagger Vance,
Mhm.
that
Yeah.
movie where Will Smith took his time and energy and wisdom in the 30s to help a white man improve his golf swing,
Okay.
and like that was a Magic Negro.
Yes.
What was that? What was that movie? The Green Mile, where
Yes.
Michael Clark Duncan,
Yes.
that big magical black man who helped the white man realize things in his life. That's a
Cured
Magic Negro.
cancer.
So,
Cured
yeah.
cancer. He was definitely a Magic Negro. I love that name. I'm gonna see in the room. In fact, you should put that on t-shirts. I am the Magic Negro.
Maybe I will. Maybe I will. But yeah, like so you can follow me there. I mostly write jokes, but I also talk about serious things and writing and opinions on life. So it's a good time.
And you write jokes. Why is my son in here making all this noise?
Yeah. Uh, so are you doing stand up? Because now are you write the jokes for other people, or
I
what's your current status with comedy?
My current status as a stand-up is retired. Like I haven't done a show in a long time. I do love it still, and just the process of joke crafting, like putting an idea in as few words as possible, but making it pop and punch, like that's important to me. And I even though I stopped doing stand-up, I still do that.
See, now I'm more interested. We definitely gonna have to chat. I'm gonna get your information and we're gonna chat. Cause we
Absolutely.
got some things that you can definitely. I think you will benefit from as well as others will benefit from your gift. You have a gift that is beyond compare. Remember that, Magic Negro.
Yeah, yeah.
Remember that. So we're gonna move
Don't go
on.
anywhere.
Yeah, don't go nowhere.
You are now
Of
officially the
course.
third host on this show.
Yep.
So don't go anywhere because we're about to get into some discussions and we want to know what you think.
That's it. So let me go check on this grill to make sure ain't nothing burning, because this is the introduction to TK's cookout. Okay, so let me go check on it real quick. Make sure auntie, uncle, make sure auntie, uncle flipping the meat right. Okay. Y'all know. I don't know what the pronouns are for my auntie, uncle right now, so I'm just gonna call them they. Okay.
Okay.
And it may be because it's multiple people living inside of auntie, uncle, but here we go. TK's cookout is where black people talk about shit they don't talk about in front of white people. Okay. This is where the things that you could only, I'm sorry, I said it wrong. Yeah, you can only hear at the cookout. You can only hear as your auntie, uncle flips meat on the grill.
On the grill.
On the grill. Welcome to the cookout bed. This is my favorite part. Welcome to the cookout bed. All right, so the words of wisdom, I know you've heard me say them a couple of times, but I'm going to reiterate because it's very short, simple, and straight to the point. Straight to the point. We'll punch you in the gut. In the throat is what I like to say. Punch you in the throat. Okay. Colin Powell, none of us on this show really agree with 90% of what he said. However, this dude brought some flavor to the military. So I'm gonna go ahead and put some flavor on this meat real quick. Have a vision, be demanding. When you let me get a little serious. Let me turn down the knob a little bit, get a little serious, just a little bit. Then I'm gonna jump around. Y'all know me. You have to have a vision. It automatically comes to you. When you're in alignment, it's gonna come to you. Where we get messed up is what is alignment, and why is it the things that I'm asking for are not coming? It's because you're not allowing it. So that's the be demanding part. First, you got to be demanding with yourself. In fact, that's the only person you got to be demanding with. That is it. Your inner being sitting there and gonna give you all the things you need, all the tools you need, but you can't be demanding in your human form if you are already too busy observing what is going on around you and thinking about what's not. So the vision part is thinking ahead, because if Harriet Tubman never had a vision, like I said before, we would probably still be slaves. If Black Wall Street, if our ancestors never thought that we could have commerce or they never had any of those visions, they still be back there in sharecropping. It wouldn't have been a Black Wall Street. We wouldn't have been a threat, okay, to society as white society, not any other society, but white society. And it's the vision part that we all have. But to be demanding part, it ain't commanding. You're not commanding somebody to do nothing. These are not the commandments. You are demanding this from yourself. So you demand yourself to be in alignment. That's where I get from it. But shout out to Colin Powell, because we did this. I promise you, I had no clue the man was sick. He probably wasn't sick when I chose it, but I meditated and got, and then I chose it. Because it just jumped out at me. Boom. Because at the time, it was on some, you go through a spiritual awakening, and it's an everyday thing. Humans who are being in natural form having we are spiritual beings having a human being experience. Because after this is over, you go back to being spirit. I can't wait to be somebody else's, because I'm gonna be over them like, bitch, stop talking that shit.
His outfit.
Hey, I can't wait. I'm gonna be the one putting all the crazy shit in your head. Like, put all this crazy shit in your head. I'm gonna be the one over there tickling while you sleep. Like, I am not.
Why is TK spirit tickling feet? What's happening?
What's
happening?
Wake up, bitch. Wake up. It's what it is. Like, it's an everyday experience. So I think having a vision and being demanding is a part of that. You be demanding in your meditation. It's a demand. You're demanding that nothing but good come to you. You have to be in a good space regardless of what's going on around you. It ain't demanding that the white man give you something. It's demanding that we change the slave mentality. That is it. And what Colin is it Colin? Colin is one there, right? All right. Well, Colin Powell did not make, but the military does that to you, where military politics are different to you. I think he was blackity black. The man voted for Obama. He said, I voted for Obama. I think Bush voted for him too, because Colin did.
Yeah, I think Bush did. So you have a vision, and you sprinkle that vision with some nutmeg, some brown sugar. I'll be to put everything because I don't cook.
Some cayenne.
So y'all saying all these different things. I ain't gonna have the right seasonings together. And then your vision will help them the cook you need to be, amen. And then it's on the grill.
Straight gumbo pot. It's pot season now. So
if you can take a lesson from that,
take it. If not, it was straight for entertainment for you, but it'll hit you at some point.
That's what's up.
Wait, is that your takeaway from the cookout? Because if it is, then I'm going to the topic of the day.
What you take from? You asking me or? Yeah,
I'm asking you. How do we follow you?
Oh, follow me in these streets. I'm a gangster now. Play TK Fairley on all these social media. Tekesha Fairley on Facebook. If you really mess with your girl, then there is my government name. But TK Fairley everywhere else. My son, let me say this now. If you go on TikTok, TK Fairley TK Fairley _inspiration, because my son has taken TK Fairley and turned TikTok into something. Like my son, my 10-year-old is on TikTok under my name. And his name it's TK Fairley as a username, and then he goes, daily memes from a crackhead. Y'all pray for him. He 10. I let my kids, you know what? I'm not the parent to muffle my children. I'm not gonna say don't do that, don't do this. I want them to let their inner being be their guide. In fact, their inner being is a way better guide than I am. Okay, so I want them to do that. I do not muffle them. I do not stifle them. So a lot of people gonna look at me and be like, "What? You let your baby do what you do, baby? You might be rich at 15 off of you. Go ahead."
Hey, Alex, this is okay. Rich at 15. Have y'all seen this thing where the kids are making they're mining cryptocurrency in their like garage after school?
Not really. Like I
what?
That vaguely rings a bell. But no, I don't know a lot about that.
They mining? Kids are mining?
Yes, whatever it is that
that's what it is.
That's young people shit. So
that's what it is.
Let your kids do some things and
they making money.
Because people are making money
at
the house in the garage. Okay?
Yes. Right? I'm with it.
So,
any black kids doing it?
If your kids are doing something and they trying to explore themselves and become who they trying to become, give them some room to grow.
Give them some room. That's right.
In that soil.
That's right. That's right.
In that soil.
All right. I did my part. Right. I pushed them out. I pushed them out my bill. I did my part.
And you did part on TK's cookouts.
TK's
now it is time for the topic of the day. Today's topic of the day is we'll start talking about stuff, and I'll be like, "It's a good day," because I said so.
Because I said so.
So, topic of the day is where all three of us are going to get into this conversation. So I hope y'all are ready. Now,
ding.
When we talk about vision, setting a vision, and being demanding about it, I feel oftentimes as a Black woman, as a riding my human experience out in this Black body, that when you try to be demanding about stuff, your race gets in the way, right? It becomes, oh, the black woman, she's so mean, you know, da 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 da. When you just trying to say, here's the energy that I want in my life, and here's the things that I don't want in my life, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or when you can see something that other people can't see, and you're like, we marching toward it. Like, I need y'all to come with me, right? That you sometimes people want your vision to be stifled or controlled and put in a box of their way that you're allowed to talk, the way that you're allowed to interact, or what have you. So let me ask you this: as you're each going towards your own visions, how do you make sure that you're true to it, and that when other people come along, that you make sure that they're with you, and when they try to put maybe some of their own barriers on that you're like, nah, you can roll with me, but you can't put this barrier on me through the glass of my race or my gender or what have you, different ways. What you thinking?
Well, there's a lot that goes into that, and it kind of reminds me of something I once heard Will Smith say, which was a goal is a dream with a plan attached, right? So the second step, once you have your vision, is figuring out how to get from where you are to where you want to be, executing that vision. And sometimes it's a very slow, very painstaking process, and people will throw all kinds of stumbling blocks and try to pull you off course while you're working towards it. And one of the ways they do that is through the distractions that racism, sexism, homophobia, and misogyny can provide. And
Mm-hmm.
the trick is to figure out a way to navigate around those stumbling blocks in a way that helps you realize your vision. And so there's no one way to do that. And I will
Mm-hmm.
say it also involves a certain amount of luck. Um,
Mm.
like me getting my book sold and my book deal, like I'd be lying if I said a lot of luck didn't go into that. And I felt like the process of the past 10 years making that happen was in some ways building that luck. But there were people who told me this isn't for you, you should just stop, like this is never going to work. And I think it's having the vision in the first place that allowed me to say to myself, okay, well, maybe this will work and maybe it won't, but why don't I proceed as if this is possible and see what I get? So that's taking a lot of risk. But at the end of the day, you know who you are, you know what you want, and listening to other people about who you are, what your capabilities are, and whether your vision is possible does not work in your favor.
You better
Mm.
preach. Cause let me tell you what happened was it ain't even luck. I'm gonna just say this: it was you were in alignment. You were in alignment. Your thoughts were pure and your heart was open. There was love in what you put into your dream, and that was alignment. That was alignment. That's it. And when you are there, there's no stopping you. Like everything, anything is possible. You can be what you want to be. You can do what you want to do. There is nothing that you cannot
Yeah, and I
have when you are in alignment. And those very wait, I'm sorry, what you say? My
I didn't
computer
say
going.
anything. You froze.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
You said those very rare moments where
Those very rare moments. So for people who are not moving in alignment, everything is miserable. They don't find and they need validation from other people. Like when people was telling you, Alice, that and it might have just been one person that you really cared about, and you cared about their opinion, and they said, "Oh, you need to quit this. This is the real. This is the realest thing I can tell you is you need to quit and go do something else because this ain't for you." And you did not listen because it didn't feel good when they said that.
Mm-hmm.
So you went back to what was feeling good, which pushed you back into alignment. So those people who are not deliberately putting themselves into alignment, and on a rare occasion that they do fall into that, which is pure love for what you do. You find something that you love, you focused on that book, you focused on writing, and you loved it. And because it puts you in a whole different headspace. Therefore, the things that you ask for, the things that you dream, it's going to be the visions that you had, what you will receive, sir, is going to be way, way bigger than what you could ever imagine just because of that. Just because of that. This is a feel good story, and it don't even matter about what people think. Like, I wish more of us would get out of our own head of what we think people are thinking, or keep your ideas to yourself until they are strong enough and you're able to, produce them.
That definitely helps too. I also had a lot of help along the way. Like
Mhm.
when I was at Evergreen, I met Octavia Butler, who
Oh wow.
Wow.
was just a hero of mine, and she told me to apply to this science fiction writing workshop in Seattle called Clarion West. And she
Hmm.
told me that if I applied, I would get in. And at the time, I was like, how can you say that to me? You haven't read any of my work. Like, my work could be total trash. I could have zero talent. But I did it anyway, and it opened the field to me, basically. Um,
She read your
you,
vibes. That's why. She read your energy.
I, I guess so. I
She
mean,
did.
she was amazing.
She
Truly,
read your
her
energy.
work.
I just think that I think that when you are trying to do something, when you
Mm,
are
mm.
working on something and moving in a direction, that the world will show you if you're paying attention, they'll show you the people who you need to be around, and those people will help you just because they just feel it. They'll
Yep.
feel like they need to help you. You
Yep.
know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I think it's the same way where you'll see somebody, you'll be like, okay, I'm gonna go home, but you decide to take a different route for whatever reason, and you run up across somebody that needed some help, and you're like, damn, I don't even know. I'm somehow able to help this person. I have exactly what this person needs,
Yep.
to help them. But I wasn't even going this way. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
But they were thinking, damn, I just need help. You know what I'm saying? I just need a little help, and that help will come. I think we have to be
Yep.
open
You
to that.
know,
Open to
that's right.
help, and then when we get it, that we pass. We pass along help. If we received help, we know we didn't make it by ourselves. That we're willing to help others get there. As well.
Yeah, opening doors and assisting others for me is like one of the core elements of success. Like if
Yes.
I if I can't pass along the help that I got along the way, then things aren't working out the way I need them to.
Right.
Mm.
I like that. I love it. Oh, this is a dope conversation. I really believe in you attract who and what you are. I really believe in attracting based off your feelings because it's your emotional indicator. That's your indicator of where your spirit and soul is sitting. Your inner being is there. The God in you is there. The universe, however you want to label the source of all that is, however you want to label it, is sitting there. And when you are feeling bad, it's because you're not in love. You're not in love. You're not moving in love, and it's gonna seem like ain't nothing working out for you. But I can feel your energy through this, through my computer, Alex, and it's no doubt, it's no There's no possible way that you cannot be, do, or have anything that you want, especially in this alignment right now. This is just the beginning for you. I can't wait to see what else is going to pop off. But I am with Rochelle 100% when she's with everything she just said. We talk all the time, so this is for me. This is like, oh, I'm listening to Rochelle. This is our regular phone conversation. But and then I'm like, what I'm looking at Alex, and his energy matches. So you never be in alignment with someone when your energy, if your energy don't match, you don't see them. You don't see them. You don't see. You don't see the solution. You focus on the problem. You look for the solution the whole time. Rochelle looks for the solution. I do my best. Yesterday I was in meditation all day. Seemed like, and I just wanted rest, and I do not get on. I don't do nothing without being in alignment. If I'm not in alignment, I'm not going to answer my phone. I don't feel good right now. But your spirit, you have to pay attention to your spirit and the guidance that you receive from your spirit. And you are very open, and Rochelle is too. And I think my hope and wish, especially my hopes for everyone that's watching this, that will Alice and Rochelle throughout your day today, that they will see what I see and feel what I feel from you guys. Thank you so much for being the light.
I used to work with Rochelle at the Recovery School District way back in 2014. And at that time, it was a difficult space to work in, but Rochelle being there definitely helped me through. So I
appreciate
That's
dope. That sounds like her. Sounds just like her.
That's so sweet. So I get the opportunity in this life to meet really beautiful souls over and over and over again. I have had the opportunity to be around people like you, Alex, and like you, TK, that have talent, but it's not like their talent is liberally distributed in the world, but have a good heart. And when you have a good heart and you have a good mind and your talent and your heart match, I can't help but want to spend time. You know what I'm saying? I can't help but want to hear what you're doing and cheer you on. You know what I'm saying? So I have so enjoyed this conversation. And
yes.
Thank you for like the jewels that you're dropping. So before we go, let's get what we're nabbing from this conversation. I guess I should tell you to follow me because sometimes I
follow Rochelle. Let me ask, Rochelle, what can we follow you at?
Don't follow me in these streets because I will run you over. I don't have a phone. Okay.
She don't even see people. She just be going. I don't even see you.
Hit me on some social media, Rochelle_Ward. That's Instagram, Rochelle McConico, Facebook, and you can see me do my thing. But what are y'all getting from this conversation? What's the little jewel that your takeaway from the topic?
I think my takeaway is probably the concept of alignment and how once you get over a certain hump, like things can start falling into place for you, because that's legit what's going on in my life right now too.
And it's gonna seem like overnight. It's gonna seem like, and it can be once you get in alignment, once you stop thinking those old thoughts. You know what I'm nabbing. I always nab the true alignment. I always nab the source that's within me. And I also have a shirt that's coming out, I have to say, and it's gonna have on it I only trust my energy. INNER-big G. Everybody got the same G in them that Jesus had when he walked this earth. So why is it that he can heal and we not? Why is it that, you know what I'm saying? There's no question other than we are not in alignment with our thoughts, and our heart are not in alignment with him. So when all that matches up, we light up. Like your aura changes. People that you been trying to get their attention, that's the demanding part. You've been trying to demand it. All of a sudden, you ain't paying them no mind because you just don't put it out your mind, and you light up for a second, and they see you, and they say, "Oh, come here, I got something for you. Come here, I got something for you." So that's when all the good things fall into place. But as usual, Colin Powell will be missed. We will celebrate him, I'm sure, on Veterans Day, and all other days that we recognize the fallen, which is Memorial Day. Veterans Day is for the people that's still alive, okay? Let me get that straight. Veterans Day is for veterans who are still alive. Memorial Day is for those who have served, from police officers on down, who have passed. So stop telling people Happy Memorial Day that they still alive. Just say it. We gonna nab that. So, but for real though, rest easy, Colin. I know you out here somewhere sprinkling your seasoning, as long as it ain't salt and just pepper. We need you to sprinkle some of that real soul seasoning. Go ahead on and do your thing. Now you are an ancestor.
Yeah, man. And I guess I'll take the final thought of it here. I'm gonna have a final thought, son. I think my final thought is like, find people that first trust yourself, first believe in yourself, and believe in your visions that have been given to you, right? Make that plan, like Alex was saying, and find people that don't support that. Find people that love you and are going to support that. And the people that can't do that, it's okay.
It is.
Let them move around.
Amen. Amen.
Let them move around, because you got something bigger. You got work to do. Right? You got work to do. So go do your best work. And thank you for joining us on Not Another Black Show.
Not Another Black Show.
Outpiece. If I can figure out how to work this PowerPoint, you know I can't. But I might.
I might just
work this PowerPoint. And then we're going to have a blessed one. Yay!
Deuces.
Thank you, y'all too. Thank you for having me.
Did the music play?
No, but I'm dancing like it is. There you go. Hey.
So talented. Thank you, Alex. We love you.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody, for watching.
Thank you. Love y'all. Come through.
Like the dope bitch.
Hey.
Like the dope bitch.